Hello, everyone. Today is December 19th, 2024. I am your president of Local 1000, Richard Lewis Brown. Happy holidays to those who celebrate. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Kwanzaa to those who celebrate Kwanzaa. And to those who don't celebrate the holidays, I still see you and love you equally. I wanted to do a video today before next week. This is an important video. What is this video about today? This video is to remind everyone I'm still your Local 1000 president. And even though the illegal leadership is attempting to manipulate you and deceive you and convince you that they're in charge, they are not in charge. I was duly elected in May of 2021. I am still your Local 1000 president. I am in court. I will be reinstated. I will be reinstated next year, 2025. Book it. I will be reinstated. They will invalidate this current illegal contract that disrespects you, this childlike, condescending contract. This contract is not valid. I am your chief negotiator, Richard Lewis Brown. I would have never negotiated a contract that paid you anything less than a 21% pay increase across the board, equally for everyone, along with GeoPay and COLA. We would have gotten rid of the OPEB medical retiree deduction. That would have been eliminated. We would have had guaranteed telework. And the only way they would have not been able to not guarantee it, they'd have to financially show us a justification that their products and services have been diminished by you working from home. That's what a leader does. That's what a labor leader does for you in the state of California. All right? Again, I am still your president, Richard Lewis Brown. Please address me as that when you call me on the phone or when you talk to me on social media. I am still your president. I was duly elected. I will be reinstated next year. This current illegal contract will be deemed invalid. And you say, what about these current pay raises that we're currently getting? You'll still get that pay raise, but a new contract will be implemented under my leadership. And all these people who participated, supported directly or indirectly in this coup to eliminate me from office, justice is coming for them. Now, this is the holiday season, and my faith in God tells me his son came on a certain day. I have a forgiving heart. And to those who have deceived and lied to you, if they come to me with sincerity in their hearts and ask for forgiveness, I am commanded to forgive them. Let me say this for you again. I will be reinstated in 2025. And then I'll tell you everything that you want to know. I am still your Local 1000 president. I did not violate the Local 1000 bylaws or policy file. They did. The insurrectionists did. They will be held accountable. Who are they? Irene Green, Annika Walls, David Jimenez, William Hall, quote, Bill Hall, and a whole slew of them that sit on the Local 1000 board of directors. This current election they just had, it's invalid. It will be ruled invalid. I guarantee you in 2025, in the court process, it will be ruled invalid. This current election is invalid. I am still the leader. They will reinstate me. They will give me my time back on the books that I lost. And I will run for re-election, and I'll get re-elected. Praise God through Jesus Christ. Now, I'm talking bold and I'm manifesting. You got that right, because I didn't do anything wrong. Why did they remove me? Was it just because I was a black man who was outspoken? Was it just because of that? Or was there something more detrimental, something more important than my blackness, my chocolate skin? And I'll tell you what it was. It was the fact that I was fighting for white people in small rural towns up and down the state of California. I was giving white people who were not Democrats a voice in this union. their voice would have been equal to those who are Democrat or some other political party or no political party. I was treating everyone in this union with equal love, equal respect. And that's why they had to run me out of here. But God doesn't like ugly. I will be reinstated. So all those white people who voted for me, if you think I gave up on you, look to the White House come January 20th, 2025. I haven't given up on you. Maybe you forgot my 10-point platform, as I call it my 10 commandments. Create a new financial spending, no political spending. Get the Local 1000 staff, guaranteed medical retirement benefits. Eliminate the salary stipends for the statewide officers. Time requirements for all leadership positions. Time requirements for all leadership positions that somewhat mimic what they do at the state legislature in the state of California. Everyone has the right to vote in this union, whether you pay money or not. Everyone has the right to vote. Because that contract affects everyone equally. Everyone in this union, when I'm reinstated, you will have the right to vote in this union. Now, holding office? Well, that's interesting. But everyone will have the right to vote. All questions about this union and what I've gone through when they reinstate me will be put on our Local 1000 website. You won't have to guess how I won the lawsuit. I'll put the lawsuit up for you to read for yourself. I didn't violate the bylaws. I didn't violate the policy file. They did. That chair of the board is an illegal position. Period. It is illegal. DeLon Johnson, justice is coming for you. And when I say justice is coming for you, he is not by himself. They're trying to keep the status quo. Remember, when I was over at the building, every Wednesday night, you had a video. Everything I did was on video because I am your transparency. No one else is. They do things in secret. You do things in secret when you're lying, when you're manipulating, when you're doing deception. If they were so confident of what they were doing, they would do a live video with me and tell me how I violated the Local 1000 policy file and bylaws. But they'll never do a live video with me. But here's the great thing. When I'm reinstated, on the next election, and as the president, I have the power to run the next election, everything will be on video. We will have debates. And when people run for office in Local 1000, where is their brochure? Where is their platform of what they're going to do for you? So you can hold them accountable. See, some people believe in slaves entertaining in unity for the state of California. Slaves entertaining in unity for the state of California. In other words, SEIU. I'm nobody's slave. I am a descendant of the enslaved African, for full transparency. Fair enough. But I'm nobody's slave in today's society. And you're not a slave either. In fact, you're not even an indentured servant. Because I know that sometimes my European American brothers and sisters, you don't like being called a slave. Oh, I don't blame you. Now, some of you say that your families came over as indentured servants, but they still kept their name, they still kept their religion, they still kept their language. And after 7 years, they got their freedom. I respect that. But you're still not an indentured servant either. We are public servants. We voluntarily signed up for this. That we keep the fourth largest economy on earth vibrant. We do. Not the governor's office, not these so-called businesses who call themselves patriots of America, not those. We do. Local 1000. Now, I will be reinstated in 2025. I'm going to need some help. And I hope those who voted for me are reaching out to me saying, Richard, what do you need me to do? See, everybody has ideas, but very few want to put the work in. I'm looking for people who are willing to reach out to me and say, Richard, what do you need me to do when you're reinstated? What do you need me to do? So many people are on Facebook saying, well, we're crying over the money. The state will only give us 3%. Listen to the words that these so-called children are saying. Our colleagues in Local 1000. The state will only give you 3%. That tells you you don't have a union. That's what that tells you. That tells you there was no contract negotiation. And that's why they had to run me out of there. Because they knew that I was not going to give up on you. I showed that when they elected me on the COVID. When they wanted everyone to be vaccinated, I said, no, you're not doing that. And that didn't happen while I was over there in the building. And then they said, we have to get him out of here. Listen to me how I say this. We have to get Richard out of here because he's giving the white Republicans a voice in our union. And I told you, whether you're white, black, blue, or green, transgendered, as long as you're not competing in male sports, or female sports, I'm going to treat everyone in this union equally, regardless of your job classification. We're going to get a substantial pay increase. Actually, we're going to get more than 200%. We're going to get a lot more than 21%. Because remember the essential worker premium pay that we didn't get? Do you remember that? Y'all forgot about that. As soon as they tried to run me out of here, y'all forgot all about the essential worker premium pay. I didn't forget. But the reason why they had to run me out is because Gavin Newsom, Governor Newsom, knew he was supposed to run this year in 24. Oh, yes, he did know. Because they knew in the Democratic Party that President Biden couldn't do it again. They already knew that. They was going to push him aside and let Gavin Newsom run for president. But President Biden fooled them and said, no, I support Kamala Harris. And then their hands got tied. Mark my word. I will be reinstated. Mark my word. Governor Newsom will be running for the White House in 28. But when I'm reinstated, he's not getting there without our blessing. Listen to how I say this to you. He will not get there. He can act like he's the golden child. He's not. When I'm reinstated next year, we get our new contract, we're getting a new additional state paid holiday. Juneteenth. Oh, yes. We're getting that holiday off. It's a federal holiday by a Democratic president. So why did every Democrat governor follow suit? Because Gavin Newsom, he doesn't care about people. How can I expect him to care about black people on Juneteenth when he doesn't even care about his own white people? This is how this game works. If you don't love your own people, if you don't love your own family, then how can I expect you to love another family who looks different than yours? You won't. You say, well, that sounds kind of racial. It is. And it's financial as well. We're going to get a substantial pay increase past 21% next year when I'm reinstated. And if you say, well, the budget says they don't have the money. Whose problem is that? That's not our problem. Oh, they have the money. They can find the money. When they reinstate me from the courts, Gavin Newsom, you got to make a decision. Who do you want to fight more? President Trump or President Brown? If you think President Trump's going to give you a hard time, once I'm reinstated, everything that I said I was fighting for will get done in the name of God through Jesus Christ to substantially change your life so you can take care of your spouse, your children, so you can have a life, so you can have respect in the workplace without a, quote, self-serving, egotistical supervisor that's demanding of you to do all these different things, and then you don't get paid for it while he or she takes the credit for it. When we lost that money on that POP, did the state of California, those leaders in both houses, did they lose any money? Did they? They did not. Did they voluntarily give up their money? They did not. Then why would you voluntarily give up your money? That happened before I got in. Why? That was a mistake. An intentional mistake. See, you were never made whole from the furlough situation, except for 5 certain agencies. They were made whole. But the rest of us, we weren't made whole for that because they treat you like a slave. That's how they treat us. When you hear people on Facebook saying the state won't do this and the state won't do that, no one's going to give you anything in this great country. You have to fight for it, and that's why you're represented by a union. But unfortunately, this union is a social justice financial aqueduct for the Democratic Party. So as long as the Democrats in office, you'll get nothing. If the Republicans in office, then they'll say they're going to do something for you, and you'll still get nothing. You get nothing on top of nothing on top of nothing. Let me give you a tidbit. October 1st, 2021, new contract for the UAW 2350 at Local 1000, the staff at Local 1000. They got, make sure I get my numbers right, 14% over 3 years. They should have got a lot more. They should have gotten a lot more. If they had thought for it, most likely they would have got it. But let me tell you something else that they got before they could even ask for it. That Juneteenth is part of their contract. Now, their current contract that expired this year, if they signed a new contract, it's invalid because I didn't need that contract negotiations. That contract's going to be ruled invalid. You didn't know that they got Juneteenth off. They got telework. Because the same thing I was preaching for us, I made sure they got it too, because I'm not a hypocrite. But yet, the staff of Local 1000, they turned against me. That was a bad mistake. I didn't turn against them. They turned against me. And in a sense, they turned against you. Still going to be a great holiday season. When they told President-elect Trump, we're going to put you in jail, he refused to give up. Whether he was right or whether he was wrong, he had a destiny. First time and the second time, he had a destiny. He's going to fulfill his destiny next year. I have a destiny as well. I will be reinstated. We will make U.S. history. I did not violate the bylaws and the policy file. I don't care what they tell you in those emails, what they tell you on social media. They'll never, ever confront me one-on-one. They'll send their lawyers from D.C., from the Slaves Entertaining in Unity, that organization. And I know some of you say, well, isn't that new president, isn't she a black woman, Richard? I don't give a damn if she is black. What's right is right, what's wrong is wrong. They supported the insurrection against me. But the reason why was because of Gavin Newsom. Remember, that illegal board meeting by Bill Hall happened at the Democratic headquarters in downtown Sacramento. Governor Newsom signed off on it. So I'm not just fighting Local 1000. I'm fighting the state of California. I'm not crying about it. I'm going to hold firm. All right. I told you they're going to invalidate everything. The courts will. The appeals court. If the appeals court doesn't do it, well, we'll keep fighting. If you want to look it up, look it up. All my fight with the Sacramento Superior Court is up on the website. The documents for the appeals, ironically, they don't post those. For some reason, they said their technology's behind. That's garbage. That's corruption. They don't want you to know. All you can do is contact me. I'll send you my opening appeals brief. See, when people say, oh, we don't know what's going on, you don't want to know what's going on. I've never hit my phone number, 408-207-2339. I put stuff up on my Facebook. I give you my phone number. You can look me up and get my email address online. Trust me, you put Richard Lewis Brown on the internet, you'll get a lot of hits. I got a lot of stuff to say. Let me tell you one thing about this so-called new president, Annika Walz. She's not your president. She's a liar. This idea that she's fighting for you, no, she's not. Listen to this. When they elected me in 21, May of 21, when I went over there, she wanted the staff to come to work almost every day. I said, what are you talking about? They're going to work from home. We're fighting for our people to work from home. Why would we demand our staff to come to work every day? Because Annika Walz is a liar. She's always been a liar because that's what she was created to do. That's not her fault. That's why I read you that scripture from a few videos back. God creates the good and the evil. She was created to lie and cause confusion and to cause mistrust and to stab people in the back. That's who she is. She'll never change. The truth of God is not in her because that's not what she was created to do. If you don't mind me saying this, as we reflect on her actions, when she took part of the Members for Transparency and Change, all those words come from me in my 2015 campaign. Courage, integrity, vision, transparency. Everything that they tell you they were about came from me. I am your transparent one. I am the one that gives you the integrity. And I've asked you on my good days and my bad days, stay with me. The minute they ran me out of there, did you continue to see videos every Wednesday night? No, you did not. They have no intention of ever telling you what's really going on. I just told you about the UAW contract, how they got a 14%. You're struggling to get 3 and 3 for 9% with a 1% extra, possibly, off an illegal contract. But they got 14 and they didn't have to struggle. And they should have got a lot more than that. I'm still your president. If they don't like what I'm saying, take me back to court. Go on. Hold me in contempt. I dare you. Take me back to court and hold me in contempt for saying I'm still the president. But they threw the lawsuit out that I had filed, and they combined it with Bill Hawes. But I'm still the president. If they don't like it, take me back to court. Show me what I did wrong. But you can't. And they can bring their lawyers from D.C. down here and manipulate you and write your legal opinion. They're lying through their teeth. And so all the white people in the union who are non-Democrats, you should be really upset because they're trying to shut you down in this state. And that's why this state in this last election, you had so many red counties all of a sudden. Because white people got tired. The non-Democrats got tired. And they said enough's enough. When I told you this years ago, y'all said I was crazy. I wasn't crazy at all. I will be reinstated in 2025. Now, that was the beginning of the video. People say, well, Richard, they're going to pay you off. They're going to make you go away. They're going to bring you money and they're going to force you to take their money, sign an NDA, shut your mouth, and go away. I told you I have a destiny from God. Do you think people who have a destiny from God are going to shut their mouth? They're not going to. I wasn't created to shut my mouth. I was created to run my mouth. I told you I was going to get you paid. What does that mean in the business world? Because there's so many things I want to say on what I'm going to do when I'm back in there, but I can't because the enemies will take my ideas and they'll try to run out and do them first, and then they'll claim that, quote, Richard's the evil one. We're the righteous one. It's the same thing they did on earth when Lucifer got threw out of heaven. He came down, did all the pagan stuff, and then when God revealed his plan to the earth, then they said, oh, your plan is just like the pagan plan, so they're really God and you're not. So much that I want to say, but I can't. And they're dying to know what I'm thinking. They don't really know who they've messed with. Some people you can push around, and others you cannot. They have done wrong. They're going to be held accountable for it. and that 14% pay increase for the staff, along with your Juneteenth from back in 21, that 3-year contract, I hope you appreciate what I did. I really do. And this new contract that you signed that's invalid, see, y'all don't even know about that because they're never going to tell you anything. All this is going to change. We're going to create a new culture. I have not given up on you. So if you don't have enough money during this holiday season, I apologize. If you didn't have enough from 23 or 22, I apologize. I guarantee you this. Once I'm reinstated, your financial troubles are going to go away. We're going to get this money. And because this contract they signed is invalid and our current contract is expired, we're going to bargain in good faith, reach a legal impasse, and we're going to go on strike. And we're going to shut this economy down. And the Democratic Party, you're going to have a lot of explaining to do. So when you're trying to get your elections for February of 25, who's going to be the new leader, your chair, and all this and that, when I'm reinstated next year, you're going to have so many problems on your hands. Because Donald Trump will be one problem, but Richard Lewis Brown will be your other problem. You're going to have 2 June Geminis coming at you from 2 different directions. 2 different June Geminis coming at you from 2 different directions. We are not slaves. We are public servants. We are Americans. We are taxpayers. We are somebody. And you're not going to keep walking over us. Let me say this to you. This current contract is illegal. It will be invalidated. Our next contract, at least at a minimum, 21% pay increase. Guaranteed job security for the length of that contract. No closures of prisons or anything that's going to affect our jobs. Guaranteed. Or we're not signing that contract. No PLP. Voluntarily giving up our money while under a signed contract. No furloughs. We did that in our 2013 and 2016 contract that protected us from PLP and furlough. Did this current illegal leadership, when they did this illegal contract, did they guarantee you these things? They did not. And that's why your contract's not printed up. Because they know the contract's illegal. I cannot stress this to you enough. They have to get rid of me because I was an outspoken black man. But behind the outspoken black man was the fact that I'm fighting for white people in rural towns up and down the state of California. It wasn't just in Lassen County. Even though I do show favor to Lassen County, I'm guilty of this. Fair enough. But I'm fighting for white people who are non-Democrats who said, we are somebody. We want our voice heard. We want our money. They're not wrong. White people are my equal. Listen to how I say this to you. White people are my equal. Question is, do white people find me as their equal? Currently in the court system, they do not, because they're biased against me. They want to keep my mouth shut down. That's why they keep ruling against me. But I haven't lost faith in God through Jesus Christ. And that's why I made that comment about President-elect Trump. They tried to destroy him. He refused to give up. They tried to shoot him. Some people say it was fake. Some people say it was real. I don't know. I wasn't there. All I know is he's on his way to the White House again. Those criminal cases, that was a political witch hunt against this man. They're going away. These civil cases, these state cases, they're going to go away too. They're going to go away too. So when they tell you I'm losing in court and I don't have a chance, what they're saying is they're denying the power of God. If you don't believe in God, then believe in the power of a positive mindset. If I begged you to vote for me in 21 and you did, and then they tried to run me out illegally, and you don't think I'm going to fight them back because I represent your vote, you're wrong. Because when they told you that you were voting for the wrong person, you voted for me anyway. On my good days and my bad days. And you think I'm just going to walk away and let you fall? All those people in Lansing County who think I've turned their back on them, I have not turned my back on you. I never have. It's still going to be happy holidays. And I want to reassure everyone, I will be reinstated in 2025. To those who have done wrong, if you call me, if you contact me, and you say, Richard, I'm sorry, and I detect the righteous spirit that you're asking for forgiveness, I will forgive you and I will work with you. But to all those who think they can do evil and take this union down the same path that has gone down for evilness' sake for all of these years since 1984 when they first affiliated with SEIU International in DC, for all of you, you're going to get cast into the sea. That's not a threat. That's a statement of protecting the union against evil people, against insurrectionists, because you're attacking democracy. And in this country, whether you like the election results or not, this is a democratic country, or more specifically, a democratic republic. We don't really have a true democracy for all you smarty people on here. This democratic republic that I was going to die for. I have not given up. You're going to have a good holiday season. Okay? I'm coming back next year. We're going to get our money. It's going to be a fight. I promise you, Governor Newsom will come to his senses. How do I know this? If I'm talking this strongly, if I'm this convicted, when I get dreams from God, I usually interpret them correctly. If I've interpreted my dreams from God incorrectly, then I apologize to you. I don't think so. I don't think so. I want you to remember this video. When I try to inspire you, I also need you to inspire me and keep me going. This is a two-lane highway. I need you. Hopefully you need me. And to all these people on Facebook that say that nobody's paying attention to my videos, that's a lie. Because all of their spies are contacting me all the time. What are you thinking, Richard? What are you going to do when you're back in, Richard? What are you thinking? They want to know. Because I still matter. Because I'm still the president. They can pretend that they are the leaders, just like some people pretend that they're righteous, but they're not. They're going to be held accountable. This is about money, and money is about respect. State employees of all the bargaining units, you have been disrespected for too long, because that's the status quo. You are our slave. We'll treat you any way we want. We'll take your job from you anytime we want. We'll cause you catastrophe in your family. We'll cause your family to relocate to areas, trying to have them, support two different households because we value you as a slave. Let me tell you something. They picked the right person to mess with. I'm nobody's slave. I told you I'm a descendant of the enslaved African for transparency's sake, but I'm nobody's slave. In Local 1000, we're nobody's slave either. And if we were treated like slaves in the past, when I was elected president, all that came to an end. All that came to an end. And on March 5th, 2022, when they went down to peacefully protest and they went in the building and they said I was behind it, and I was not behind that. But when the people call and say, we believe in you, you're still our leader, we're in this building because this building is ours, get your ass down here, Mr. Brown or President Brown. I had to go. And we did it peacefully. We didn't do it with shotguns and stuff like that. We did not do it like that. And when it came down with the legal document, the injunction saying, okay, you have to leave, we left peacefully. So this idea that I'm this militant, crazy black man. No, they came with a legal chokehold. A legal chokehold. And I left. And the people who were supporting the union and me, they left too. We left peacefully. Because there was still confusion over who was in charge of Local 1000. I'm still in charge of Local 1000. You'll never see anything in any ruling against me where it says I violated the Local 1000 bylaws, 2018 bylaws, or the 2020 policy file. Now, when they illegally attempted to remove me and they had their illegal meeting, then they changed the stuff saying that this is the new way we're doing things. No, that's invalid. Because I'm still the president, I call special board meetings. If I don't call a special board meeting, then you didn't justify it correctly. And if you still think that I should have called the board meeting, Bill Hall, racist Bill Hall, the one that called me a nigger years ago, then you should have filed your legal paperwork to have the court order me to have the special board meeting. But you did it ass backwards. You did the vigilante justice because Governor Newsom said to do it like that. At least that's the way it appears. And then, after you had your vigilante justice and you pretended you were the chair, then you filed your lawsuit against me so the court could validate your illegal behavior, because you knew the court would go against me because you had the support of Gavin Newsom. And those court judges are appointed. They run, sometimes they get appointed, and they're Democrat judges. That's how that works. So a lot of times in the court system, the truth doesn't come out. The truth gets silenced. And that's why you have to sometimes appeal to the appeals court. Sometimes you got to go to the Supreme Court. Sometimes you got to go to a federal court, all the way up to the very top. That's what President-elect Trump did when they tried to keep him off the ballot in Colorado. He took his case to the United States Supreme Court. I'll be back. You've been warned. You've been informed. If you've done wrong in Local 1000, you've supported this illegal board, this illegal contract, negotiations, ratification, the illegal election. If you've done anything directly or indirectly, you will be held accountable for this. If you contact me, say you've done wrong, then I'm going to respect that. I'm going to work with you because I can forgive people for doing things wrong because we all need forgiveness. All right. I'm going to shut this down. It's been fun. I hope that I've sent this message on this holiday season, whether you celebrate it or not. Merry Christmas to you. Happy Hanukkah to those who celebrate Hanukkah. Kwanzaa to those who celebrate Kwanzaa. To those who don't celebrate the holiday season, I still wish you the best during these days next week into the new year. I will be reinstated in 2025. My story hasn't changed. My brochure hasn't changed. My union label on this brochure hasn't changed. I gave you a platform. I'm telling you that this current contract's illegal. The current election with the new leadership, that's all illegal. It will all be invalidated. I will be back. I will be sitting down with Gavin Newsom. Book it. And we will get a 21% at a minimum pay increase across the board equally for everyone. I am still the leader of this union. If you don't like me saying this, take me to court. Sue me. Do what you gotta do. All right. I'm Richard Lewis Brown. I want to thank you so much for spending time with me on December 19th, 2024. It's been a true pleasure. Have a great day.